So, if you remember last week, we were talking about selecting text. If you double click on a word, it will select that word. If you triple click on a word, it will grab the sentence. And if you click Control A, that is how to select all. I'm not going to play it, but this is from Willy Wonka, and she wants it all, which is how to remember Control A to select all. We're going to continue our conversation about graphic organizers. As we remember from last week, also is that compare contrast graphic organizer is the single most effective way to boost student achievement. So continuing with that is graphic organizers will always improve student learning. So let's talk about two graphic organizers today. The first one is a KWL chart. This can be used for a whole class setting, or you can send it out individually to all your students. So a KWL chart is what you already know, what you want to know, and what you have learned. This is great for pre-reading strategy or introducing a unit. So the first two columns are how you start when you introduce after you introduce your unit. The kids fill in what they already know about that topic. This is great because you can see what you don't need to cover if all the students already know some things. The next thing is what you want to know. Are the students what's piquing their curiosity? What are they interested in to learn about? Also, it's a nice thing for you to see what to cover. What you know is very important because it helps build schema. It's building the connections in the brains between what they already know and what this topic is going to be covering. So it's super effective. After you've taught the lesson or the book, whatever you're using, you go back and you'll talk about the students will fill in what they have learned. This is a great reflective strategy and practice for the kids to reflect on what they've learned. Also, it's a nice little assessment, informal assessment for you to see what the kids have learned. Also, again, since it's a graphic organizer, this is a great way to compartmentalize their knowledge and the students can see all the information that they learned. Remember, since this is Tech Tuesday, if you see this into your Google Drive to use with your students, when you start the unit and you have your students fill out these two columns, at the end of the unit, when you're ready to go back and open it again for what they've learned, it's going to be right there in your Google Drive. Next, this is a plot diagram. This could be used obviously for any literature, of course including Tanakh for Navi teachers. Great visual way for students to see the plot of a story or a book and record it visually so they can see it. Remember, since this is Tech Tuesday, anything you see here can be edited to change, to customize for what you're teaching. For example, if you want to do a pasuk or a perek, you can change this and put that in, put down chapter, verse. You can, again, edit it for whatever suits your needs and your students. So anything you might not want, you can get rid of or change. You can resize things. You can edit this however you want. This is a Google drawing. If you like the KWL chart or this plot diagram, you'll find it in our Google Doc. There's a link for 25 graphic organizers from Matt Miller. And there's also a phenomenal podcast by Jennifer Gonzalez about using graphic organizers in the classroom that's not to be missed. It's about a 9-minute podcast. Definitely worth watching and checking out. See you next Tech Tuesday.